The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Brandy.
The U.S. defense budget is massive, by far the biggest in the world. In 2015, the U.S. budgeted almost $600 billion for defense. And defense contractors who provide the government with military equipment and services want to secure as much of this budget as possible.
And today that budget's more like $800 billion. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Well, you probably already heard the bad news. 12 of our boys been killed. Suicide bomber. The market pulled back nearly 200 points on that news. I told my members that I sent them an alert and told them, look, take some profits on our stocks. Don't get out. Just take some profits, put in your stops. And our color-coded chart, thank God, will tell us when we get out totally and then switch our position to sell short. Because one thing about us, it really doesn't make any difference to us if the market's up or down, because with the same ease we do buy stocks, our members have been trained to sell stocks short. And the color code will tell them when institutions are starting to take their money out. But with this recent news and the fact tomorrow night they're going to be, Powell's going to be speaking as to what is he going to do about tapering, which I don't think he's going to taper. Okay, so there won't be a reaction, I don't believe, until Monday morning on the market. So, you know, the more you watch this thing on television, it's crazy what's going on over there. And and most people don't understand. See, Biden didn't put this plan together. Not his plan. This craziness, what's going on over there. He did not set the plan, the exit strategy. He wouldn't know an exit strategy if he tripped over it. He doesn't control that. The Pentagon controls that. But guess who controls the Pentagon? The industrial military complex, who is the biggest threat to our nation, not the environment. They're a huge threat to our nation. They're the one who put this all together. And if you go back and look at what they did in Iraq, Obama and Biden, the same exact thing. When they cut and ran from Iraq, they left the equipment behind. Total chaos, same thing. You think that these companies, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, GE, AT, you think they want to get that equipment back? Do you think they want the military to save that equipment? Of course, they want it destroyed. They did the same thing in Iraq. All the equipment, they left it behind to get it's because they know they got new contracts now. They want the chaos. They want the chaos. And if you think for one moment, see, when there was no profits left, when they knew they were getting out of Afghanistan, that was it. You think they care about the troops? Do you think they care about the Americans who are there? Or do you think they care about the Afghans who helped us? No! These are gangsters. They're fanatical. They're a financial terrorist group. They're the most powerful power in the world. And like the Federal Reserve, they have no oversight because the generals in the Pentagon who's supposed to be oversee them are waiting in line to go work for them. And when they land these jobs, they start at $1 million, $1.5 million a year. And they sit around and do nothing. Why are they getting $1 million and $1.5 million to start? Because those same generals, those are payoffs. They can't pay them while they're in the Pentagon. They don't want to get caught. They pay them to keep one eye closed. They're going to keep their they're going to keep their eyes closed to infractions, to flaws. I mean, think about the system. These generals sit there in the Pentagon and they are owned by these industrial complex corporations. They make all this. They make the policies. They make all the policies. They make all the military policies. They make them all. They're the ones who make the policy for these exit strategies. And you think they care? They don't care about people. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what's going on.
The strong ties defense contractors develop with politicians and bureaucrats lead to what is known as the revolving door, where people hop from jobs at private firms to jobs in government and vice versa. This dynamic only tightens the relationship that private firms have with government and allows them to take advantage of these connections.
That's the way it is. Believe me, Biden didn't put this plan together. They did. They wanted out. They wanted to get out of there as fast as they could. They have no incentive. Like I said, do you really think that Biden would know a good exit strategy if he tripped over it? He wouldn't know it. There's no more upside or profit in the fertile ground of Afghanistan. They followed the exact same plan in the abandonment of Iraq as they did with the abandonment of Afghanistan and leaving the equipment behind. And what amazes me, you hear every day from AOC and from Biden claiming the environment, that poses the biggest threat to our nation. No! Are you nuts? The industrial military complex has such power. They're the ones that pose the threat. They're even more powerful than the oil industry, who make the laws, who write the legislation. They write it. Our congressmen don't write the legislation for the energy policies. Mobil does. Exxon, BP, they write it. And then the senators get the payoff to put it in to get it passed. The industrial complex corporate power dwarfs that of the energy industry by 1,000 times. It's unbelievable. Such power. To them, to these gangsters, that makes public they have so much power and they make so much money. That makes any public opposition to them, any public opposition, or even thousands of dead soldiers, immaterial to them. That's why they split and got out of there so fast. Biden, he's a dope. Biden's a dope. He doesn't even know what he's doing. They put him in the Oval Office and give him a gallon of ice cream. You know, war may be hell for someone, but it's heaven for Boeing and Lockheed Martin and Raytheon and GE and AT&T and General Dynamics. I mean, it is like a birthday party for them. It's heaven for them. And our war-dependent economy. Remember, we are a war-dependent economy. Now, when we get back from this break, we're going to take a look at the stocks. Take a look at the stocks and see what's going on and if we can find some opportunities. I'll be right back after this break. Join my gang, free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so what we know is this, that we have a market where the yields, now remember about yields, interest rates. Now, they've been printing trillions of dollars to make sure yields would be at zero so they can give the money to the banks. It's been since 2008, 2009. So the banks can lend it, okay, to corporations, a lot of public corporations, so that they could buy their own shares. By reducing the amount of shares, okay, by reducing the amount of shares they have, that would artificially punch up their earnings to look better than they are. This used to be a felony when they did this. So they just reduced the amount of shares they have to push up the earnings that push up the price of the stock. So after 13 years, we have a stock market that the values of these companies are insane. Normally, a company is about half of the value of the economy. We're at 209%. PE ratios of a company normally are 12 to 15. We're at 37, almost 40. But nobody cares. Because for 13 years, all we've been doing is printing money. And who gets the advantage of that? The top 1/100th of 1%, those are our owners. They control the Federal Reserve and they control the financial news media. And their job is to make sure that the top 1% of the population, that they continue to do well. And what happens is that there is such a disparity between the 1% of the population and the rest of the population that keeping these rates low, the only way that you can keep Main Street surviving is with low rates. So they feel good. So they go out and consume. And the more they consume, they think they're okay. And then they look at the stock market, and that really makes them feel good. Not that they have stock. Most people don't. Our workforce has 401ks. Half of the workforce has 401ks, and half of those don't even participate because they don't have enough money. But they use the stock market to lie to you, to tell you the economy's doing good. And the stock market has nothing to do with how well the economy is because it's been decoupled. The minute they took the stock market and hooked it up, and hooked it right up to this fraud, financial engineering, they could just keep a stock market going up. Now think about this. 205 days now. I think it's 205, 206 days. I think there's 6 days, 206 days. The market has not come back even 5%. So think of the money that you missed out on. And will continue to miss out on because most people are scared now. They always think the market's going to crash. Oh, it's going to. You got to be, for anyone to think the market's not going to crash, you got to be kidding. This market is far worse than what happened in 2009 with the housing crash. Far worse than what happened in the late 90s and early 2000s with dot-com crash. Are you kidding me? But because they continue to print all of this money every day, to push the stock market up every day, all you have to do, and I tell this to my members all the time, and I created a chart that benefits them, that gives them a comfort level that they can get into a stock, or better yet, get into an ETF like the Spiders, or get into an ETF, one of the strongest ETFs. And there's 11 sectors in the market. Right now, one of the strongest sectors, okay, is the healthcare, XLV. So you buy XLV. Another one is big tech. So you can buy the Qs, or you can buy XLK. My point is, you shouldn't have to be fearful. You should be able to take advantage of this. And as long as you know in advance when the market is going to correct itself, there should be no fear. See, only 15 to 20% of the people who are in the market ever make money. Ever make money. Because most people in the money don't know, and most money in the market, they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. Especially the people who came in the last year. People who came into the market since March 2020, after we had the 31% correction, and then the stock market went straight up, the fastest rally in history, up 113%. Boom! Because all they did is print money. They pushed it into the market to run it straight up. It didn't go up because the economy's doing good. It didn't go up because companies were doing good. It went up because they printed $6.5 billion every day to make sure it goes up. And you should be in the market. All you have to do is buy the spiders. Buy the spiders. Like we do this every day. You're so much better off buying the S&P 500 best companies in the world, and you get in there, you don't have these crazy fees like a 401k. You're out of your mind being in a 401k. But I'll never convince you of that. But the beautiful thing, when this market corrects and gets ready for its crash, it will tell us in advance. And if you don't believe that, what I'm saying, why don't you challenge me? Take my chart for 10 days free. Become a member for 10 days free. And follow it. And you'll see I'm absolutely correct. That this chart, this patent, will tell you by a color code when money is coming out. Now, the next thing you need to know is, okay, money's coming out, but now switch your position and sell the stock short. Everybody makes a huge mistake in the market. As I say, only 15 to 20% of the people in the market make money. And one of the worst mistakes they make, and I'll tell you what it is when I get back. Don't miss it. I'll be right back. I'll tell you what the worst mistake they make, and it's ridiculous. Join my gang. When you make money, help St. Jude, please.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you've got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
They might not get it right, but you get it right. And I gotta tell you, I'm calling from Tampa, and I've been following you for it's about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Well, all of the tools you put together for us have just given us so much confidence to trade. I really appreciate it.
I want to thank you for the great job you do. I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best. So if any of the people out there don't know that, take it for someone that's over 70 years old, and you're just fantastic.
Right on the money all the time. You are a great teacher. Great show. I really love listening to you.
You know, the reason... You hear what they're saying? The tools. You got such great tools. That's what it's about. You know, if you're a carpenter and you got great tools, you're going to do a good job. If you're an excellent carpenter and you got terrible tools, you got them duct taped together, and the saws and drills are you're not good, not sharp, you can't do a good job. I don't care how good I am at teaching. I don't care how good my products are. It comes down to the tools. And when you have a tool that tells you, that gives you the comfort level, when you get into a stock, that it will tell you, okay, there's plenty of money going into this stock, so get in. And then it will tell you in advance, the technology, the color will change, and it warns you. Call to action. It gives you a heads up. that the money is starting to come out. Then it gives you another code that tells you, color code tells you, take your money out and reverse your position. And why people, only 15 to 20% of people in the stock market continue to make money year in and year out. And it's been this way forever. On average, 85% of people can't make money in the market. They always lose. Because think about it. If you have a stock you're in, and the stock goes up 30%, now all of a sudden the stock is going to get weak. They're starting to sell it. The institutions are selling it. It starts going down. Now the difference is, if a person doesn't know how to make money changing his position and go short, think about it. If you're getting out of a stock, you're probably getting out of the stock because you got a good reason to think it's going down, right? How many times you've been in a stock, I better get out, I better get out, I better get out. How many times you said that? I better get out. But what you do is you get out and you know it's going down, but you don't position yourself to make money on the way down because you've been brainwashed by these financial programs, by Wall Street, always to buy stocks. You ever notice they never do sell recommendations? It's always buy recommendations. Here's a good example. Here's Cramer telling people to buy Starbucks. Is he nuts? Listen.
I mean, it's come down in the past month, but something you said brilliant last week, one of your segments, buy into companies that go through price increases, and it wouldn't matter. Starbucks can raise the prices tomorrow by 10%. Who would even blink? It's coffee.
Nobody would. Nobody would. Yeah. You're dead right. Starbucks at 115 is a buy.
A buy. They're both dopes. They're both dopes. Are you kidding me? The fundamentals this guy was talking about means nothing. Starbucks doesn't go up because they got good coffee. Starbucks doesn't go down because they got bad coffee. Starbucks, if it goes up or down, has nothing to do with their coffee. Has nothing to do with what they do. Today, in the stock market, these are just toys for the very, very wealthy to make money in a market that just keeps going up. It's been rigged to go up, called quantitative easing, zero rates. But all you need to do is, but that's a wonderful thing because all you got to do is follow the money. So here's what he does. He's telling them to buy the stock. If you look on my chart, if you have a mobile device, check this out. It turned from green to red. In fact, if you look on my chart, it gave a warning. It started to turn yellow first. It started to tell you, it called to action. This thing isn't, something's wrong. They're starting to pull money out. And the minute they start pulling money out, it's turned red. We're shorting it. He tells them to buy it. Just like the guy he told to buy UMC. And I said to my members, I'll stay with that stock. I'll take over the position. This guy lost a lot of money with Cramer on UMC. Because he was told, just like this, you don't short a stock when money is coming out. You don't go into a stock and buy it when money's coming out. And my chart tells you money's coming out because the color code went from yellow to red. So UMC was another one. He lost a ton of money for this guy in UMC. And finally I said, you know what? They're trading it wrong. Let's do it by my color code. And as soon as it turned green, we bought it. And it went, and UMC went from, let me just make sure I get it right here for you. UMC, okay, went from about, when it turned green, it was around $9.25, and it went up. It went up to $11.50. So that's a 24% gain we got on that. Then she pulled back. But it stayed green. It pulled back from $11.50 down to $9.75. And I told my members, it's still green. It's going to go back up. Because it's telling you the trend of money. When you buy a stock, you want to follow the trend, don't you? You want to follow the trend. If the trend of money is going up, you buy it. If the trend of money is going down, not only do you get out, but ride the trend back down. So then the stock went back up. Here it is. It came down to $9.75 again. Went right back up again. Because it was correct. When they pulled that money, it was just profit taking. That's all. And it went back up. But if it turned red, we would have shorted and made money. And here's the other problem. If you're in a stock and it goes up 30% and you get out because you think it's going to go down, instead of this is nuts. Instead of turning around and say, I'm going to change my position to sell, instead of long, I'm going to sell short. But you don't do that. You get out of that stock that went up 30% and you go buy another stock. But the problem is the other stock probably went up 20 or 30% because the trend of the whole market's going up. So you get out, you get into a stock at let's say $10 and it goes up 30% and then it starts going down and then you get out. Instead of shorting it, picking up another 20% on the way down, you go and buy an overpriced stock. Because your stock went up 30%, the other stock went up probably 20%, the other stock went up probably 25%, so you're buying stocks that are all overpriced. Isn't that crazy? That's why 85% of you lose money, because you're buying overpriced stocks. Doesn't that make sense? Think about it. If you got in a stock that went up 30%, and then also starts going down, and you get out instead of just switch your position. It's like flipping a light switch. It's that easy. You just switch your position, so now you're making money on the way down. But instead you go buy another stock. I don't care which stock you buy, they're all up. If they're good stocks, they're all up. It's like a house. If you bought a house for $200,000 and you held on for 10 years, it has $400,000, you think, oh boy, look at the money I made. So now you sell your house, you pick $200,000, and you go look for a house, you go, oh my God, I should have never sold my house. Because all the other houses went up $200,000 and not as good as my home. So now I'm overpaying for a new house. Same thing with stocks. But you can't get people to understand that. But I'll try. So I'm going to reach out to you and want you to join the gang for 10 days free. And I'll convince you. No, I'm not going to convince you. You'll convince yourself. You'll finally say, he's right. It makes no sense. If I'm in a stock and it's going up and I get out because I think it's going to go down, instead of just switching my position, like putting on an off a light switch, I do something stupid. I go buy another stock. But that stock also went up 20 or 30%. That makes no sense because now I become a speculator. A speculator is like a guy who goes to the store, buys a suit for $200, thinks he go out in front of the store and sell it for $400. Same thing when you get out of a stock, you should short it. You shouldn't go buy another stock. I'll be back with more and we'll take a look at the industry.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020. Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. Banks right now, the worst ever. they've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance and long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Then once you get in, click where it says Working Investor Group. Then you get your 10-day, you get your chart free for 10 days, the color-coded chart, and then you also get the membership. That means you have access to everything. But the chart works. I'm telling you, it does. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the these stocks. Okay, which stocks am I talking about? We're talking about the gangsters, the industrial corporate. Here we are, the industrial corporate arms dealers. Okay, here they are. I just had to find them. Okay, so let's talk about Boeing. Now, Boeing is telling us right now that Boeing, money's not going into it. Money's coming out of Boeing. Now, that's when you start following it, when money's coming out of Boeing, and because you want to get these stocks once the selling is done. That's the key. Another reason why 85% of people lose money in the market, because they're buying stocks when there's too many sellers in those stocks, and people don't know the difference. And your broker doesn't care, or the people running your 401k they don't care. They have no fiduciary relationship with you.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's it. They don't care less about you. Unless you got $2 million, they don't care. They don't care. So the average guy loses money. So let's just take, for example, so Boeing, now that was a beautiful short position because it turned red. It told us to sell short. Now, can you imagine if you got out of Boeing and went to buy another stock in that same group? You'd be buying a stock that was overpriced. That's why you can't make money. That's why 85% of the people lose. 85% of the people lose because they're buying, instead of When the stock's going down, selling it short, making money on the way down, with the same ease you do making money on the way up, you go and you're buying overpriced stocks. That's called speculating. It's like going to a store buying a stock. Go to JCPenney, buy a suit for $200, and you think you can go out in front of the store and sell it for $400. That's speculation. You always lose. Lockheed Martin's another one. But Lockheed Martin, money is still coming out of Lockheed Martin. It's red. Raytheon, money's still coming out of Raytheon. In fact, if Raytheon breaks through $82.50, that will be a terrific short. We'll turn around and sell it short with the same ease as we buy the stock. So we're keeping our eye on this whole group because it's going to be affected, okay, by what's going on in Afghanistan. Now, again, the other group we got to watch is everything's related to infrastructure. They're going to be passing this infrastructure bill pretty soon. We've already made money, okay, on some of these stocks. Now, again, you want to be following stocks that have to do with concrete, cement, okay, those kind of stocks. And we got a great group that we're watching. Now, there's one group right now. There's one stock that's been they sold pretty hard, and it looks like the selling is going to be done on it pretty soon. It's red. And what we look for is wait for, once it tells us it's red, there's no buy signal yet, but it's gotten beat up, dropped 25%. So now we wait for a couple good down days. And if that stock doesn't go down anymore, it can't go down anymore, that means the selling is done. It's based out. And then when it turns green, it gives us an alert. It's turning green. That means money's coming in, and that's when you buy it on sale. See, it's pretty easy, isn't it? This is no gimmick. No gimmick. And see, and the reason this is a great market, because it's been engineered. No more do you have to sit down and look at a stock and figure out what are the margins. What's the free cash flow? Are the margins in line? How much have they increased their top line sales compared to other companies? That's all the stuff you had to do. Then we had to figure out how management is doing. Let's rate the manager, the management of the company. How well are they doing? Price to book, price to assets. How are they doing? You don't have to do any of that. Nothing. You pick a stock, and if the trend shows that the money is going in and it's going up, you follow the trend with the color code. And it will alert you in advance if that trend stops and the money's going to reverse itself and it's going to go down. But this time, you're going to make money on the way down. That's when it becomes fun, and that's when you sleep at night, and that's when you get the attitude, I could care less if the market's up or down. And then you get the attitude, I could care less if they financially engineer this market so a stock can't, after 206 days, can't even pull back 5%. Think about that. They can't pull back 5% in 206 days. If you didn't make money during those 206 days, then I don't know what's going on, because that means the market could never come down. They wouldn't allow it down. See, it's the same thing. Remember, who controls that? Our owners. Our owners control that. Who's they? They're the people that control the Federal Reserve. They made sure that the market didn't drop any more than 5%, because our owners, they feel responsible to make money for the top 1 percentile. And they're going to do everything they can to make money for the 1 percentile. So you got to play that momentum. It's easy to do. And every day at 2 o'clock, we take our portfolio, and Steve, who's the head of our education department, every stock in our portfolio, he posts it, so every member of our gang, whatever stock they're in, they can follow it and know exactly what to do. So he was talking about Goldman Sachs today. Here's what he told them about Goldman Sachs.
Looking at Goldman Sachs, I told you to take profits yesterday, and you can see why here. It's starting to pull back. You've got an upside down hammer.
Now, wait a minute. Has anybody told you to take profits in your 401k? Are they taking profits? No. Of course not. Of course not. You know, the thing that's frustrating over all this stuff that's going on in Afghanistan, do you know that this is not the first rodeo for Biden? Remember, they cut and ran they cut and ran on Iraq. I'm not judging it whether it's good or bad. I don't know. But what I am judging, the same situation is happening now. It happened in Iraq. They left behind, I'm just going to give you a tiny bit. They left behind with one company, General Dynamics. General Dynamics, we paid General Dynamics for $600 million to make ammunition for our M1 tanks. We paid $63 million for tools and stuff to maintain those tanks. We paid them $600 million to make Humvees. This is for Iraq. And we paid them $600 million for howitzers and trucks. We paid them $700 million for Hellfire missiles. We left them all behind, just like now. So for him to say there's no good time to get out, are you kidding me?
There is no good time to leave Afghanistan.
I mean, like, when he was talking like this was his first rodeo. He knew exactly. The same thing happened in Iraq. He and Obama is happening now. They did the same exact thing. But they did it for a purpose, because they don't make the decisions. They don't. The people who make the decisions and who make the military policy is Raytheon, Boeing, AT&T, GE, General Dynamics. They're powerful. They're powerful. And they own the politicians. They own them. They own them. They made the decision how to get out of Iraq, and now they're using the same playbook to get out of Afghanistan. So when he says, I don't know when there's a good time to get out, yes, he does. Why didn't he just come out and say, it's not my decision? It was Raytheon's decision. They want to make sure the equipment's not pulled out, because once it's destroyed, they make more money, and that's what they do. See, Raytheon has no compassion, or General Dynamics have no compassion for what's going on in Afghanistan. To them, hey, let's just get out as quick as we can. We're not making money. A person who's been in politics so hard, politics for 50 years, when the guy fell out of the plane, he had no compassion for him. He said, that's 5 days ago. Because he's hardened. Because everything's all about politics and money. Crazy, isn't it? Look, join my gang free for 10 days and make money whether the market goes up or the market goes down. Then please help St. Jude, the kids of St. Jude.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my